Hey everyone, it's Amanda Marie. I'm back with a video for you about unsolicited advice and criticism. And the reason this comes up is this happens a lot. This happens a lot with people who are trying to do things with their life. Also the word should. I would invite everyone to consider removing that word from their vocabulary, because you don't want to should on yourself and you don't want to should on someone else. It's a scolding, kind of abusive-ish word when you tell someone they should do this or they shouldn't do that. It's up to them what they do. It's up to you what you do. And it doesn't really feel very good to hear that word or to do it to yourself. There is a book that I read several years ago called Daring Greatly, and that is by Brené, who is a shame researcher and just a wonderful author and somebody who really gets to the heart of the matter on these kinds of things. And the title of that book comes from a Theodore Roosevelt speech called The Man in the Arena, which I'd like to read to you. I'm not the best at reading aloud, so that will be good for me, and also I'll just try my best. So here it goes, and the cat's here to help. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes out short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows the end of triumph of high achievement, and at who worst knows if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly. So that place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. So, what I want to talk about is within reactions that you can have, outward reactions versus internal reactions, because sometimes when someone criticizes us, we just want to get really defensive and we want to go in there and be like, no, and explain. And really, you don't need to explain yourself. Even if someone's in the arena and they give you advice, I consider it maybe a little rude, and maybe somebody's just not conscious of what they're doing. Usually people aren't conscious of what they're doing. But I'm going to go over 3 kinds of people that may give you these kinds of criticisms. If you're doing like content creation or music or art or any of that, there's the first category of trolls. Trolls, I think the best response to trolls is crickets, which means don't even respond. There's no reason to respond. If they're on your YouTube channel and they're trolling you, you can just erase them or delete them from the channel. And then second, and I know that seems hard. I know it's really hard sometimes to get criticisms. It can feel really bad. You also don't have to read your comments or whatever if you don't want to. And then the second category are like friends, family that maybe are like more on the acquaintance side of things. And in that case, you could simply say, I'll take that into consideration. Or you could again, like not say anything. But I think the best responses to these kinds of things are very low-level responses, because you don't need to explain yourself, and they're not in the arena doing it. And like I said, again, even if they are, like, you didn't really ask for their advice, and so you don't need to have much of a response to that. And then last is like a close friend or family member who thinks, here's the thing, when someone comes with unsolicited advice or criticism, they think they know best. They think they know how you should be doing something. And it really doesn't matter because everyone has a different way of doing things, and the way someone might deliver a message or deliver their art or their music or whatever, even if you have an opinion about it, everyone has an opinion. What you're doing is unique to you. And so hold that in mind, and then your response can be, again, something as simple as, thanks for your observations. I'll take that into consideration. End of story. You don't need to explain. Recently it happened to me, and I went in and I explained. So I didn't go too far in depth, and I kept it light, but I did. I was like, I'm doing this specifically as I do it for the reasons that I do it. So with that said, I hope that portion helps you, like, come up with a way to respond to somebody. If this comes up and someone's kind of like criticizing your stuff and you didn't ask for any criticism. The second thing I want to go into, or maybe this is the third thing, I don't know, but how we can not do this to other people, because it's kind of, I've definitely been guilty of giving unsolicited advice, especially to my sister. Oh, I'm sorry, sissy. And what I've learned is it doesn't really help the person unless they've asked for it. And so I want to refer to a quote. Oh boy, I'm probably going to butcher the name. I'm so sorry. Satya Sai Baba, I believe, is the person whose quote this is. So before you speak, think of these things. Is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? And does it improve the silence? If you go through all those three things, there's probably going to be a lot more not talking, more listening. And then the last thing that I would add to that is, did anyone ask for your advice? Did anyone ask? Because sometimes it's just, especially if we go into that should energy like I was talking about. Anyway, I hope this is helpful to all of you, and yeah, I'll be putting out videos here and there. I've restructured my channel a bit to just kind of talk about a lot of different subjects that I'm interested in. And so I hope that you like, subscribe, comment, put the alarm bell up, whatever you have to do. I guess you press the alarm bell. Some people say smash. I do not. Even though that's fine. Yeah, and I hope everyone is having a great day or evening or any of that stuff. See you next time.